Whoa. Let me get some scan back action. There we go. What's going on, TTC? It's the new Rob Report. Well, it's Monday. Typically, I don't get this video up until at least Tuesday, Wednesday, even later than that sometimes. But I was pretty excited for our Monday night showdown against the Rams. But then, by the time Sunday was over, there was so many injuries in the NFL, it's completely changed the landscape of the league for the rest of the season. Specifically, having to do with Monday night's game between Seattle and next Monday night's game between Seattle and St. Louis. I was looking forward to having a good old-fashioned hate week with Rockstar Rams because I'm sure that he was thinking that, they had a chance, or, he had some nonsense for him, that he was going to say, and I was going to destroy him on it. But now their starting quarterback, Sam Bradford, is out for the rest of the season with I think it was an ACL or MCL. He's done. And the only quarterback they have on their roster now is Kellen Clemens, the only guy in their roster. So I've already read up now. It said they're going to be trying to look into getting Tebow. And Tim Tebow in a brand new, who knows if they'll have him ready to play by Monday. Yeah, the Rams are done. I mean, not that they were going anywhere anyway, but if they weren't done before, you can put a fork in them now. So this Monday's meeting with Seattle isn't going to be as hot as I hoped it had been, or hoped it was going to be. But yeah, Seattle's going to go over in there and I'm sure go ahead and wreck shop. What is going on with Janoris Jenkins? Janoris Jenkins lost his mind. Janoris Jenkins thinks he can line up across from Steve Smith and talk shit to Steve Smith. Steve Smith was having none of that. Not to mention, Smith burned him a couple of times in the game. But talking shit to him and getting personal. I mean, now I play sports, and you would talk shit to somebody, across the field, and you can dig into him a little bit, but there's a line, and you got to know who you're talking to for one, because Steve Smith don't take no shit like that. Steve Smith said it plain and clear that when he sees Janoris Jenkins, if he sees Janoris Jenkins in the streets, he gonna bust him right in his mouth. Now, I believe him. Honest to God, I believe him. Steve Smith is not having none of that. Janoris Jenkins isn't, I'll use the word prestige. He's not prestigious of enough player to even be talking. He shouldn't even be talking to Steve Smith. He should just be hoping to contain Steve Smith. He shouldn't be saying nothing to him. Just guard him and have a nice day. So, yeah, Janoris Jenkins, I bet you Janoris Jenkins don't say nothing else on Twitter or nothing else about that whole ordeal, because Steve Smith will fuck him up. Obviously, these guys are professionals. They have to act as such. But hope they don't bump into each other at an award show or at the ESPYs or some crap like that. Best case scenario, we're going to have Percy Harvin on the field on Monday. That is going to be nice. Worst case scenario, we'll get him back the following week at Atlanta. But we might see Percy Harvin on the field on Monday night. A lot of injuries in the NFL, though, this week. Mentioned Sam Bradford. Reggie Wayne out for the season. Brian Cushing out for the season. Doug Martin out for the season. Jay Cutler and Lance Briggs both out multiple games. I think Cutler is going to be out at least 4 weeks. Briggs 6, something like that. So the Bears are gonna have a hard time pushing. The Bears are at this point looking to be a force in the NFC, especially in their division. But that's gonna be tough without Cutler and Briggs on the field. The Philadelphia Eagles, the Eagles are in a world of hurt. They lost Nick Foles. Now they got some third guy in there. I don't even know his name. Packers, Jermichael Finley got hit in the head, and he was in intensive care. They were checking him for feeling in all of his extremities, which I guess he has, which is a good thing. the game is dangerous, and I talk a lot of shit. Anyone who knows me, who follows me on Facebook or who I'm friends with on Facebook, every time I see one of these penalties about blow to the head, I get really upset because I see a lot of calls for these blow to the head penalties that personally I think are bullshit. A lot of them are incidental. I think there has to be some type of review process, in-game review process for these penalties, because the hit that Jermichael Finley took, he got it was straight to the head. I mean, yeah, the helmet to the head. I feel that the defender should be responsible for making sure that he is contacting the ball carrier, in an appropriate fashion. But when things are incidental, they should be viewed as incidental, and I think they should be reviewed. I know it would slow the game down, but I think they should be a review. I think there should be not a challenge, but the ref should go into the hood and look at it. And if it looks like the defender launched his and aimed for the head, then throw the flag. But these judgment calls have always been an issue in the league. And now they have more penalties that are also judgment calls, that are such, game changing. They have such an effect in the game. I think there has to be more recourse for bad calls, because you look at last year when Frisco played Seattle in Seattle, Cam Chancellor put a beautiful hit on Vernon Davis. Beautiful hit. In the corner, Vernon Davis left his feet. Chancellor put his shoulder into Vernon Davis's chest, and Davis's head snapped forward and then went back, and he hit his head on the ground and had a concussion, right? So what? But he got a defenseless and blow to the head, call on that play, and it was bullshit. It was a totally legit tackle. And I think, and once you watch the replay, you saw that it was a totally legit tackle. But once the flag is thrown, it doesn't matter at that point, right? The refs have to err on the side of caution, which means if they think it might have been, they gotta throw the flag. And if it wasn't, tough cookies. And I don't agree with that. I think something has to be done. I saw Alex Smith. Alex Smith, I commented on that on my Facebook. Alex Smith took off, ran down the field 30 yards, and you can't even hit the dude. He took off right over. It was like he ran like 6 yards and went to slide, or even 10 yards. He ran like 30 yards down the field, and Alex Smith can run. And he slid late, and the guy didn't even I didn't see him make any contact with his head. I saw him slide, and when the momentum from his body hit the ground, his head went down, and they threw a flag for helmet to blow to the head, to contact to the head of a sliding quarterback. Bullshit call. Bullshit call. These quarterbacks, I mean, if you can't tackle them, what are you supposed to do? Just let them run? I don't know what you're supposed to do. So I think it's, I don't know. I'm okay with having the slide rule. And you should be able to slide and not take a hit. But when these guys are already getting into their movement, they're already breaking down and getting ready to launch or getting ready to make the tackle, and then the quarterback goes into sliding motion, and they get called for a 15-yard personal foul. It doesn't make any sense to me. There has to be some type of recourse for incorrect calls. Keep the penalties, but they have to install some type of recourse for incorrect calls, because there's plenty of them. Yeah, man, there's not really much going on for St. Louis as far as chances of winning this game on Monday. Just based on performance alone, Sam Bradford actually having a fairly decent season statistically, but he's done. He's out. So you're either going to have Clemens in there or Tim Tebow. So that's not going to fare well for you. So there goes the passing game. That was really your only thing you had going for you. The defense doesn't look all that great. It doesn't look good at all, actually. And you have no running game at all to speak of. Zach Stacy and what's the other dude's name? Richardson. Richardson's averaging less than 3 yards a carry, and Stacy's averaging about a little over 4 yards, but no rushing touchdowns even. St. Louis is not going to come out of this one looking too good at all. This might be a Monday night massacre. Go into their house and just clean up real quick, and go home, take a nap. I tried to get Rockstar Rams. He lives up in L.A. in the greater Los Angeles area. I tried to see if Rockstar Rams wanted to come down to San Diego and watch the game, so we could do a little bit of live, in your face, crowing and hating. But he said that he couldn't make it. He has to do his, he has his own thing that he does on game days. So he can't get away from that, unfortunately. But that would have been pretty cool. So he's not gonna make it. Maybe the next time we play him, maybe I can get him to come down, or maybe I'll go up there. We'll see. But that's okay. I'm still gonna slam him on his videos as soon as he finally puts one up. I'm wondering what he's gonna have to say, because without your starting quarterback, a running game that's basically non-existent, you got a first-round pick and a wide receiver who hasn't really done much, and no defense. You can't really go into this game feeling too confident. So I wonder what garbage he's gonna say. It should be funny though. But that's all I got here for this early hate week video for these St. Louis Rams. Guess I'll go ahead and wait and see what I hear from these Ram fans. Fuck the Rams. Go Hawks.